Time now for What's Hot. We talk about stories that have all of us talking.
We're joined by Rochelle Fritsch, blogger, get that out, from MilwaukeeMoms.com. Jeff Wagner back with us. A bracelet battle could head to the U.S. Supreme Court. It's a story we've chatted about before. Two girls challenged the school's ban on these bracelets. The school board voted to appeal a federal appeals court decision that rejected the claim the bracelets were lewd and should be banned from school. Should this go all the way to the high courts?
I got to say this. If you would have asked me 15 years ago, did I think I would ever be standing on television talking about a bracelet that says "I heart boobies" on it? My answer would probably be no. Having said that, the school district maintains that this is lewd and offensive. I think sometimes we have an overreaction and we tend to make federal cases about stuff that isn't. In this particular case, I gotta believe the school district has other issues that are much more pressing to deal with, and quite candidly, I think I'd save the money on the legal fees.
I wholeheartedly agree. I guess the thing that also confused me about this is that this is a school district issue, and calling for federal intervention in something like this, that's just, to me, it's stepping way over the line. They should and do have better things to be concerned about. Yeah, they shouldn't be going to federal
part of the
court.
issue was they felt it was a distraction too when kids wore these, which it's a platform for breast cancer and awareness about breast cancer. I think, honestly, the kids would have gotten over it. Yeah. They would have become just a bracelet over time. But now it's been in court and there are all these issues. The kids are out of school. They're in school now. The focus is still on the bracelets. It would have been over and done with by now.
Right. You demystify this whole thing. We're talking about a high school here. My guess is both the boys and girls that go to that high school use a lot of other phrases that are much more lewd regarding that particular part of a woman's anatomy. And so this is just a made-up controversy, for goodness sakes. And if the parents don't want their kids wearing the bracelet, don't let the kids wear the bracelets.
I don't know. I say good for those girls fighting it.
It's good for them to fight it too, but I think we also got to know when to draw the line. I think it could also be a learning experience for them that life doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Even when you have good intentions, let's find a different way and let's move on.
I think one of the school board members said, look, I think we've lost on this issue 20 or 30 times.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Right.
Save the money, spend it on educating the kids. Sure.
Yeah. Well, coming up next, it's like eBay, but it's a site where doctors can go to auction their surgical services. But is this safe? We're talking about it coming up.
First choice topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Rochelle Fritsch and Jeff Wagner. A North Dakota woman isn't handing out treats to every trick-or-treater this year. She's taking the battle against childhood obesity into her own hands. She's handing out letters to children who she believes are overweight, and doctors say this letter will probably hurt rather than help children. Should she hand out these letters? Jeff?
Well, far be it from me to encourage vandalism, but if my kid came home with one of these letters stuck in the bag, I'd kind of be saying, let's get the TP and the soap and go over and do something. Look, if she's got issues with this, just give out healthy candy, or don't give out, apples or whatever, or don't give out anything. But don't tell. And it's only kids. She's picking out kids that, in her opinion, are obese.
She thinks are.
I think that's dangerous.
Well, I mean, you ask, should she hand out the letter? And I would say, please hand out the letter if you kind of want to make a fool of yourself. So by all means, do it. If she's so concerned about childhood obesity to this extent, take the child whom you're concerned about and talk to them and their parents together. Don't hand them a letter. Find out why you think they're overweight or eating too much candy. That child may have an illness, be on a medication, and they may look a little bit heavier when you don't know what the whole story is.
So I'm not for frivolous lawsuits, but Jeff, can people sue her?
Oh no!
Well, intentional infliction of emotional distress, probably not. But you can imagine how these kids feel. I mean, some 8-year-old, and she's selecting. She's giving candy to some kids. You had 4 kids that show up at the door. 2 get the Snickers bar, and 2 get the letter saying, "I think you're fat." Come on, lady.
I mean, the issue is legitimate. The letters not the solution.
Well, it's
Well,
not her
the way
role.
in which she's doing it doesn't make it. There's a better way to do it.
You know,
I
why
think.
doesn't she just volunteer her time
Exactly.
in some area that's related to this topic where she
Right.
can make a difference?
Right.
Exactly.
This is mean.
Let's go to our lightning round. It's a whole new kind of doctor-patient relationship. There is now a website called MediBid where doctors can go to auction off surgical services. A little more like eBay than ER, but with medical costs soaring, it seems to be catching on. Would you want doctors to try and outbid each other to become your surgeon?
Yes and no. I mean, when I first heard about this, I was like, this is a little bit creepy, like really creepy. But then as you think about it more, what more are the surgeons or plastic surgeons or dental surgeons already doing when you see those commercials? That's kind of a way, it's a different way of bidding. This is just online, so.
Okay, maybe I'm just old school here, but here's the bottom line. If I need a vasectomy, number one, I don't want it to be the lowest bidder, and number
Well,
two, I
you-
don't want it to be somebody that I found on the internet. I'm sorry.
Well, but you know,
Period.
if you do talk to a lot of doctors, there are a lot of situations where people don't have health insurance. They come in off the street and say, how much does it cost for this? They can't tell you because of the insurance rates
Right.
and what they have to bill to get any money back. So if you bring in more of a competitive marketplace so that people can shop around and choose
See,
the
I'm a
best
big fan of
price
that.
for them,
Right.
it will temper some of the
Right.
insurance problems that we
See,
have.
but I wonder, is this like the hotel thing where, you know, you have to bid blind and then you're stuck with it? You know, is that how it kind
I
of
can
works?
see the risk.
I don't know
see
about
the-
the bidding,
right,
but,
I can
but
see the dangers.
whole, you know, if you need some kind of procedure,
Well, I
you
think
know,
like what
here
Rochelle
it's $100,
said.
here it's $150.
Yeah.
You can choose where you're going.
There are certain things out there that could be, you know, if you want to get your teeth whitened or cleaned
Sure.
or something like that. But I don't want the
I don't know
lowest
about the
bid.
vasectomy.
Right, the vasectomies.
And they're all elective surgeries, and all
Right.
it does is put the onus on the person who needs surgery to do their homework and find out what's best for them.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks. The What's Hot discussion continues online. Find that page at tmj4.com/hot.
Coming up, Storm Team